All right, guys, today I want to talk about something that's very important. I think probably the most important thing about jiu-jitsu is people forget, which is defense. We look at jiu-jitsu and we see, the kimuras, the arm bars, the key locks, the chokes, the foot locks, and, we see people submitting people. And that's one of the great things about jiu-jitsu is despite any size discrepancy between you and your opponent, I have the ability, to tap people out, and people who are 150 pounds have the ability to tap me out, and I'm 6'6", 250. And that's what a lot of us look at in jiu-jitsu is, that new submission, guys are tapping guys, and that's spectacular and it's fun. But I think the most neglected part is defense. People don't respect defense enough. And I don't even mean defense in a self-defense type of situation, because I've talked about that in other videos. Self-defense is a whole other subject. But with jiu-jitsu, a lot of people forget, that at its core, it is a defensive art, and with jiu-jitsu, a lot of guys, they have great offense. Right, I see it a lot with leg lockers now, and leg locks are amazing. They're absolutely need to know. But I've had guys come through my doors here that have phenomenal leg locks. They submitted me with them, but they have nothing else. Like I pass their guard, I'll submit them with whatever I want. And having defense is important. I put myself in every bad position I can in here. So in any tournament I would choose to compete in the future, I'm probably not going to be put in a position that I'm not familiar with, because when you're not familiar with something, you panic. When you panic, you get submitted. I mean, that's happened to me. When I didn't know what a triangle choke was, I was freaking out. Why is their legs around my head? But defense is just, I don't think enough people spend time on it. As a beginner, as a white belt, you're going to learn it because, you're going to be training with people, and even me. I'll start on bottom, I'll start in an arm bar, but usually with most of my students, I can get out, and then I escape, and then I get position on them, and now they're working their defense. But people, when you start getting the satisfaction of tapping someone else, and there is the satisfaction that goes with that. I mean, you're making another human being submit. There's a lot of power and ego that goes with that, and a lot of guys neglect defense. There's times where I'll come in here and roll with my students, and I don't tap anyone, but they haven't tapped me either, and they've had me in darce chokes, foot locks, arm bars, kimuras, and I get out of them all. And there's a lot of satisfaction in that to me because they're pretty good, and I'm getting out of all their submissions. No one's foolproof, no one's bulletproof. I mean, you can only dodge so many bullets figuratively before you get hit by one. Submissions are the same way. I've given people arm bars in here and gotten out a lot. I've given people arm bars in here and gotten submitted, and that's okay. But I'm so confident in the fact that I'll be able to get out because I put myself in those situations. People always focus on, new ways to tap people, and new ways to get an arm bar, new ways to get a leg lock, and that's fine. And I do the same thing. I'm always trying to create new ways to sweep people and be offensive and get on top and attack. And you can't really create new ways to defend. You just find more efficient ways to defend. You can only escape them out a certain amount of ways. But being able to shut someone down when they're dominating you, there's a lot of satisfaction in that too. And I think people should spend more time on that. Same thing with my kickboxing. Like, I'm very offensive. I attack, I punch, I kick, I knee. But the ability for me not to take damage and the ability for me to move my head and slip punches is huge, because I'm not, I'm not getting hurt. And martial arts at their core were combative arts meant to maim someone else and protect yourself. So defense, even though I'm focusing this video mostly on jiu-jitsu, it applies to basketball too. But being able to defend someone's attacks, to me, honestly, for real world application is more important. Because as awesome as jiu-jitsu is, and as fun it is to roll around on these mats out there in that parking lot across the street, if I have an issue with some guy, I'm not going to necessarily pull guard. I have good takedowns. I don't know if I would, take him down. If I slam him hard enough, maybe the altercation's over, but I don't want to roll around on asphalt and concrete. It's going to tear you up. For him attacking me being able to defend it, that's the most important thing, because I can defend him and then attack him standing up and then maybe not go to the ground at all. So, if you ever want to, add a new wrinkle to your training, or if your training's a little stale or boring, try playing defense. Take stuff that you're not good at defending. Like, my leg lock defense can still be better. And a lot of good leg lock guys come in here, and I'll give them my feet, and I get caught, but I work out of it too. You don't have good choke defense, put yourself in them. I did that. I spent hours inside of a triangle choke. But it really adds a new level to your game, because you have confidence. When you have confidence in your defense, consequently you have confidence in your offense. So even though most people concentrate on always trying to submit guys, the better your defense gets, the better your offense is going to get, because you understand the intricacies of the technique better, you understand what they're doing to you, and you understand what to do to them now to make that technique more effective. So don't ever neglect the powers of defense.